Hi guys, it's Adria, and it is that time once again for Ask Adria. It has been so long since we've done one of these. I feel like it has been months. I asked you guys on Instagram and Twitter to submit your questions with the hashtag AskAdria, and it's time to answer those questions. We'll start off on Twitter because I have been loving Twitter lately. I've been a lot more active on there. I really feel like I connect with you guys a lot more on Twitter, so if you don't follow me on Twitter, I would definitely go do that. My Twitter username is KillaPandaBear, and no, that does not insinuate killing a panda bear. It's because my last name is Killen. I didn't realize till after I had done it, and yeah. Alright, so the first one is from adriakillen fan at adriakisqueen. Yes, like, that's real. I did not make that up. Can you do an update on your video, God Save My Life, a self-harm story? I can definitely do an update on that if you guys would like to see that. Erica at awkward268 asks, do you have any tips on dealing with social anxiety and dealing with shyness? P.S. I love you so much. I love you too, girl. Dealing with social anxiety and shyness, I don't know, I feel like I've said this before, but one big tip that I always give is to try complimenting people. And I know it sounds ridiculous and it sounds crazy, but it really helps to bring you out of your comfort zone a little bit, and people love getting compliments. Like, nobody is ever gonna be like, what'd you say to me? Like, for example, if I was just some random stranger you saw in public, you could be like, oh, I really like your sunflower headband. And like, that's as easy as it gets. Like, I used to wear this to work all the time just because it was really easy for people to like talk to me and I seemed more approachable, and it kind of was a conversation starter. I think complimenting people is a really great way to step outside of your comfort zone a little bit. Trust me, it works. And Erica at awkward268 also asks, do you have any anime show suggestions for children that are 12 to 13 years old? I said this on my YOUNOW. I don't know if it was you that asked that, but I would definitely recommend Naruto if you're like around 12 or 13. And one last question from Erica, and she says, any advice or tips for girls growing up that are overwhelmed with life right now? You know, I would just enjoy being young, and it's hard to feel that way because I know being young you're really insecure and you're really just kind of like all over the place. I know growing up, like, I just felt uncomfortable in my skin and I felt kind of ugly and I felt out of place and like I didn't fit in, but really I would just try not to fit in and just be yourself, because in the grand scheme of life, like, you know, when you grow up and stuff, like, it's not really about fitting in, it's about just staying true to yourself. I wanted to fit in so badly with other people, but then I realized that I just wasn't meant to. I just try to be myself, and I don't try to be like somebody else. I don't know, I just try to stay true to who I am, and if like other people like it, that's cool, and if they don't, then I don't really need them in my life anyway. Adria Lover at loveadriakillen, again, real username, I did not make that up. Why aren't you my best friend? Hashtag Ask Adria. Girl, I don't know, let's be best friends. Megan at MeganNicole08 asks, what do you think you would be doing as a job if YouTube didn't exist? I don't know. I think I would just be doing something similar with like creating, because I see YouTube as creating something. Maybe I would be writing books. Maybe I would be illustrating. When I was younger, I always wanted to be like an author / illustrator and just kind of write and create my own books, which I could still do anyway, but I just feel like if this wasn't a thing, I would have to put my creativity and energy and time into something else, but I still would love to do that. I wrote and illustrated so many books as a kid, so if I ever come out with a YouTuber book, nobody say like I'm copying other people, because I was literally an author back in the 90s, so honey, get in my lane. Haley Briggs at HaleyB123 asks, would you ever go on tour? I totally would, okay? Like, if the offer was ever presented to me, if I ever, I don't know, like, I'm no big cheese, I don't know, but if the offer was ever presented, like, hey, do you want to go around the country and like meet people, I would explode. I would die. I'd be like, yes, please, queen, when can I pack my bags? Let's go. I would die. So I need to go everywhere. Put it on my bucket list. Alexis at DontBeASadPanda asks, how do you feel when people tell you that you've saved their life? Honestly, like, I don't know if it really registers with me. I don't know if I can really comprehend the thought of saving somebody's life, you know what I mean? So when people send me messages or comments or things like that telling me that I've saved their life, it makes my day, like it honestly does, and it makes me feel like I've actually done something worthwhile and that there was actually purpose to my pain, and that's the way I like to look at it. That's what I've tried to do through my YouTube, was, you know, show people that there's a positive side to having a struggle, and you know, it makes people look up to you and it gives them something to be like, hey, like Adria struggled, but you know, she's still having fun and she still smiles and she still goes on with life. I want to just show people that there's another side to being depressed. Like, you don't have to be that all the time and you don't have to be that forever. So I've always just tried to be like that voice of reason and just to show people that, you know, things will work out and things will be okay, and just because you're not okay now doesn't mean you're always gonna be that way. I still try to just make the best of everything. And so when people tell me that I've saved their life, it makes me feel like everything that I've gone through is worth it. I said in my God Saved My Life self-harm story video that if that video could help one person, that it would have been all worth it for me, because I feel like things like that are really meant to be uplifting and inspiring and be that push that somebody needs to get through. I really do feel like things like that are meant to happen to people, to be that voice of reason for at least just one other person. Scott Saber at the Chaotic Scott asks, what is the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you? More recently, something that happened, Brandon and I were having like a family dinner with his family, and two of Brandon's siblings are vegetarian, so when his mom cooks, she'll make like something with meat in it, and then she'll make like the vegetarian option. And I remember we were eating, she was like, oh, how's the veggie food? Like, who has the veggie stuff? And they were like, Mom, like, duh, you know who has the veggie stuff? And she was like, well, Adria swings both ways. And like everybody just kind of looked at each other, we're like I swing both ways. My face turned so red, like it was so embarrassing, but it was so funny at the same time, because she meant like I swing both ways with like eating meat or eating the vegetarian. So it was really funny that, yeah. And another embarrassing thing that happened recently was Brandon and I were at the grocery store, and there was like a manager there. He had a really nice butt, and Brandon straight up told the cashier that he was like, she looks at your manager's butt, she thinks your manager has a great butt. And she was like, who? And we're like, that guy over there. And she was like, oh. She's like, yeah, I've never really looked at it, but yeah, I don't think my face has ever been redder in my life, girl. That was pretty embarrassing. I'm like, thanks, Brandon, thanks a lot. Haley Briggs at HaleyB123 also asks, do you think you will come out with panda merch? I would love to. That would be like a dream come true. Like if I could have a t-shirt that was like my own thing, that would be insane. And I know people have asked me for a long time to come out with panda merch, and I know you guys would freak out and love it, but it's just a matter of doing it. I don't know, I'm one of those people, I'm just like, how do I do this? I don't know. Alexis at AdriaSPanda also asks, what's your favorite video you filmed and what's your least favorite and why? I think my favorite videos in general to film are my videos with Brandon, because it almost doesn't even feel like we're filming. It just kind of feels like we're just hanging out and having fun. I really like doing our smoothie challenge though. I thought that that was a lot of fun to film, but also one of my least favorite at the same time because it was super disgusting. But other than that, I think my least favorite to film and like edit was probably my roast yourself challenge. Only because I was so sick when I was doing it, and I filmed and edited that entire thing in one day. In one day. It took me like 6 hours to edit that. Do I have a splinter in my eye? But again, it was a lot of fun to film. The raw footage for my roast yourself challenge was 42 minutes long. Do you believe that? For like a less than 3 minute video. 42 minutes of film, girl, no. And I had a fever and it was just, ugh. Francesca C at F Chara Lambo asks, as a child, what sibling did you get along with the best? I think growing up, probably my brother, only because my sisters are 4 years younger than me and my brother is only like 18 months older than me. So when you're younger, 4 years apart is kind of a lot when you're like super young. But I mean, now it feels like my sisters are like the same age as me, so it's weird. My brother and I definitely got along a lot more. Like we did everything together. We even shared a room when my sisters were babies. My brother and I were always super close as kids. We would always play roller hockey together. We would like act stuff out together. We did like music videos, human video type things, except like we didn't film them, you know, we just kind of would act stuff out. Like we were just very theatrical. And then when my sisters grew up, like we all kind of did it together. Like we would put on plays and, you know, just performances and stuff. We've always kind of been that way. And I think that's kind of where my love for YouTube comes from, because I just kind of love being in front of an audience and just kind of like entertaining. So that's always kind of been my thing. I think I was definitely a lot closer with my brother as a child, only because my sisters were like babies when I was 8 and they were 4. Like that's like a huge difference, and they were a lot harder to get along with, you know what I mean? Like always like stealing my Bratz dolls and stealing their clothes, and I'm just like, girl, learn your place here. I got a lot on Twitter this time. I usually don't get a whole bunch on Twitter because I'm more active on my Twitter, and again, go follow me, like seriously. Somebody tweeted me, they were like, I had no idea you even had a Twitter. I was like, girl, I know. So now I'll take a few from Instagram. I got like 146 comments on my Instagram, so I won't be able to answer all those, but I think I'll save those for another video like soon. We'll cut this short because I hate it when my videos go super long because it's just like, girl, who is even still here? If you're still here, comment balloon in the comments. I don't know, because I feel like nobody is still here. You guys were creative this time. I have to give you some props because I was reading through some of these last night and I was like, these are some questions I haven't seen before, so props to y'all. Katie Allen 56 asks, what's a tradition you and Brandon have? A kind of newer tradition that we have is that we go bowling on Sundays. We've gone bowling a whole bunch of Sundays, I think like 3 or 4 Sundays. So that's kind of like our Sunday tradition. And we go with his family too. This past Sunday it was just us and he kicked my butt both games, even though I usually beat him. He usually sucks. I don't know what happened. I think it's because I was sick. We'll blame it on my sickness, because there's no way he would have won otherwise. Emma 122503 asks, what's your favorite thing to do with Brandon? I love filming with Brandon, of course, because I feel like Brandon like is one of those people that doesn't really care when I have a camera on, you know? I kind of feel like other people are kind of iffy about it and like I don't know how comfortable or uncomfortable they are. So I'm kind of like iffy about it, and that's why I kind of keep like my camera's off when I'm around other people because I don't want people to feel like I'm just like making them do stuff. But I love when Brandon and I, of course I love when we go bowling. I don't know, I love going to the movies with Brandon. I love just, I don't know, I feel like Brandon and I could be like doing math homework together and it would still be fun because like everything that we do, we just like make it fun and we make it funny. Anything, like anything. Haley asks, can we be best friends? Yes, girl, let's be best friends. Like honestly, like I have no friends, so let's all just be best friends, okay? Butterfly Anise? I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm sorry. Love you, Adria. Do you like sushi? Also, if when you make coffee at home, what's your favorite coffee creamer? Interesting questions. I like those. I love sushi. I don't know what kind it is, but it has cucumber in it. I also really like crab rolls. Those are really good. But Brandon doesn't like sushi, which kind of sucks. That's like the one thing about him that like I wish I could just change because we could just like go have sushi together, but like he hates sushi. And what coffee creamer do I like? I don't know if anyone's ever asked me that. French, I think it's like French vanilla, which is kind of boring. This is so weird because I do not like fruit flavored anything. I don't like fruity dessert type things, but I love the Dunkin' Donuts blueberry muffin coffee. Holy crap, girl. Holy crap. I did not think I would like blueberry muffin coffee at all because I don't even like blueberry muffins really, unless I like smother it in butter. You know what I mean, girl? I also really like the Christmas flavored. I really like the gingerbread cookie and the pumpkin spice coffee creamer. But like really, I'm not too picky about creamer. Like anyone could put any kind of creamer in it and I would still drink it. I don't know. I Mexican that talks a lot. I think that's what it is. If you could do one thing in this world, what would it be? If I could do anything, I think it would be to like meet like everybody that wants to meet me. I mean, like I know like everybody watching me probably like doesn't care if they meet me or not, but like every single person that is like, I want to meet you so bad, like I wish I could meet every single person that is like, I want to meet you. But if you just like casually watch me and you don't really care if you meet me or not, like girl, I'll still meet you too, but it's just like the people that would like literally like scream and cry if they met me, which is, I don't understand that at all. I'm just like, why? I would just love to meet all of the people that support me and love me and just make up my panda family. Like you guys are honestly like a family to me, so I would love to just meet all of you. Shannon Love 899, would you ever do a meetup in Wisconsin? Oh, that's funny. I would do a meetup anywhere, girl, like honestly. Go Green Bay. I would love to meet you. Favorite music? My favorite kind of music, I don't know, I really like rock and roll. I love just rocking out. I don't know, it feeds my soul. Alright, I think we'll end with this question because this video is super long, but don't worry, I will finish answering these questions in another Ask Adria soon, but for now, this will be the last one. Just dropped my phone. Shelby Oliver _ asks, if you were the president for one day, what would you do and why? I love you, Adria. I love you too, Shelby Oliver. And if I were the president for one day, well, I would definitely want to fly in a private jet because like goals, you know, I don't know, like that's weird. Like, okay, I'm president, I want to fly in a private jet. I don't know, I think that would just be cool. So, and I would have like sunglasses on, I had my Secret Service agents, and I would just be like, if I were president, I would make Chick-fil-A open on Sundays. Yeah, but definitely the private jet thing with the sunglasses, walking in slow-mo with like rock and roll blaring behind me and like fireworks going off and a bald eagle flying overhead over me, and I would just be like, what up? Like, you know what's up, and opening Chick-fil-A on Sundays. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and let me know down in the comments below if you like Ask Adria's and if you think I should do them more often. And also, don't forget to go follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I will have everything linked down below. I will see you guys again real soon. Until then, panda hugs. I love you guys.